Now we come to the part of our solutions showcase. We are going to show the salient features using two personas today, that of a subscriber and then of a beneficiary. We also have a persona called family members. We are not going to cover that today, but that is basically for the people who you want to add so they can get the readings as well. A subscriber is someone who describes to the solution, and typically this is the person who signs up for the solution by going to our website. He has the ability to select the beneficiaries and the family members on the portal. A beneficiary is a person who is going to take the readings. In most cases, this will be our parents, but the subscriber can decide who else can be a beneficiary. As an example, a subscriber can decide to nominate his uncle or aunt or somebody else as beneficiaries as well. Let me start a demo of what features are available to the subscribers and how easy it is for them to use it. On the screen, you see the homepage of a subscriber. In this case, it's an iPhone. Once a subscriber has signed up for the solution, he will get a text message with a link to download the app, FamHealth app. Here I see on the bottom right, there's a FamHealth app. So let me just open it here. And you can see that the subscriber has two beneficiaries listed here on the homepage, my father and my mother, and these are the two personas that he has subscribed them for. Let's select my father here. So on the top, you will see the health parameters for my father. So these are 5 parameters that I have subscribed for my father. So here, if I tap on blood pressure, I can see the last reading that my father has taken and the date and time. Similarly, if I see the pulse oximeter, I can see that as well. So this basically gives me a way to get the last reading that was taken by my father. Now, if I want to see some kind of historical trends, so let's say I go back to blood pressure and I want to see the trends. So here, once I select history, I can see his blood pressure parameters. And as you can see, date-wise, he has not been doing that great. Especially the red ones, you can see that his readings have been pretty high consistently. And this tells me that I need to be a little worried about his current medication. Maybe it's not working, or it needs to be changed, or maybe he's not taking them regularly, right? So this is very easily, I know I can see the trend and I can see what's going on. Let's see a pulse oximeter history as well. Here, this seems to be okay. And historically also, I can see that, he's doing pretty okay here. Now, there is another way to look at the history for my father and my mother here as well. And this at the bottom, you can see there is something called home, report, and account. So let's click on report. And let's select my father's reports. So here you can see that I can check for his last 7 days, 30 days, or 90 days of reports. So I can select 90 days, let's say. Now I get an option at the bottom asking me to share or download. And now I can share the readings as in a report form with anybody I choose to. And once I select share, I get a message that I am now choosing to share share the report, and I'm providing my explicit consent to view the information. And let's say I say okay. And now again, remember that's very important because from data privacy perspective, we want to be sure that data is not being sent to somebody that we don't want to. So the person who's sharing the report owns the content sharing. Now, since I selected share, I'll go back and let's say I want to select WhatsApp. So I can now select the name of the person who I want to share the report on WhatsApp. So let's say I select myself here, and then I say send. So now the report has actually gone out as a WhatsApp to the person I selected, in this case myself. And similarly, we can send it through an email or text message or any other form that we would want to look at, right? Now, the report also has, this was one way to share, but there's also a feature where I can download the report here. So again, I'm downloading the 90 days report, and it will take a few seconds. And depending on the internet connection and the amount of data that has to be transmitted, it will take some time. So report has been downloaded. Let me share with you what kind of report comes out. And this is the same report that will go on WhatsApp as well in this other case that I showed you. So on the top, my father's details. First, I see a summary of the parameters. So all the parameters are listed here. How many readings were taken during the period? So in the last 90 days. In range readings, how many of them? Readings that were above range. So, typically I can see that blood pressure, typically my dad has been above range most of the time. It also shows in red, with the readings which were highest. So in this case, 156, 133 became the highest here. And of course, the lowest reading value here. Now, if you go down the report, it now gives you the daily summary of the readings that were taken month-wise and day-wise for all the parameters. Now, this is important because all the health parameters are now available in one report. And if we are sharing it with a caregiver, then he can view all the parameters on their own mobile devices. And this actually helps us tremendously because when we are consulting with the doctor or for any kind of telemedicine or even with caregivers, this is a good feature to have. Now let's see what other features are available on the account page. I'm going back here. Here there are two important features that I would like to show you. Of course, in the profile settings, we can set up our own profiles and edit them and change the password, etc. But important thing I want to show you is managing the schedule. So I select manage schedule. I go and select for my father. So here I can see that my father has two schedules that are set up here. In the morning, he is required to take his blood sugar reading between 5 a.m. and 12 p.m. And it says here, please take blood sugar reading before eating anything. So what this does is this keeps a track whether my father has taken his blood sugar reading regularly or not. And if he is missing anything, then I'll get a text message and he will get a text message reminder saying that he has not taken this. And in the afternoon here at the bottom, you can see the other remaining 4 parameters are showing up and do the message that, once he gets up after his afternoon siesta, he's supposed to take these 4. Again, if he misses it, a reminder goes out to him that he has missed it and he should be taking it as soon as possible. And I also, get a alert or a notification letting me know that he has missed the reading. Especially important is once he misses it, let's say 2 or 3 days continuously, then tells me something is definitely wrong. So I can then call him up and find out what's going on. Now let's just show you how easy it is to set up a schedule. So let's say I want to set up a new schedule here. So I just say add schedule. And since we already have one for morning and afternoon, let me add one for before bed. Let's say I want him to measure his pulse oximeter before he goes to bed. Date range, let's select from tomorrow. And for 1 week. So let's say, I know he's having any issues with pulse oximeter and I want to measure this on a temporary basis. So I can set this up with some optional instructions if I want, and I save it here. That's it. So we are now able to set up a schedule for my father to take his pulse oximeter reading just before going to bed. Now, another important feature I want to show you here is the threshold readings for the readings. And the thresholds provide a way to manage alert and notifications. So if the readings are higher or lower than the threshold set, then I get an instantaneous near real-time alerts about them. Now, the system comes with some default readings that are set up initially, but these can be changed. So for example, if I know my dad typically has a high blood pressure of, like you saw, 150, and I want, and of course, in consultation with my physician, say that I want to get an alert if it is more than 125. So I have the flexibility to do that, right? Same thing for high as well, for systolic 125 and diastolic as well. Similarly for temperature and for pulse oximeter, blood glucose. So I can change some of these parameters, and what this does is it provides a way to get an alert and something. This is the way that the system uses to send alerts and notifications, and we get it in real time. Let me just show you how the notifications come. So if I go to the alerts, so you can see that here at the bottom the threshold exceeded. So my father had taken a reading today morning, 55 minutes back, and the biometric reading taken was exceeding the threshold limits. So I do get a threshold exceed as a notification within the app as well. And I also would get an email. So the one that I showed you here, you can see that an email also came to me on my email showing me the readings, as well as telling me that the default is 120. Sorry, defined threshold is 120/90, but the reading that was taken was 140 and 85. That's pretty high, right? Similarly, if I have set up a notification which also informs me that a particular reading has not been taken. So in this case, an email came saying that my father has not taken the reading for the last 3 consecutive days. So this kind of notifications come on an email as well as on the notification as well. Let me now change and show you how things work out on beneficiary's phone. I'm going to change my phone to my father's phone here. Give me a minute. Okay. So now you can see my father's Android phone, and this is my father's phone here. And remember, the app knows if you are a subscriber or a beneficiary based on your login credentials, right? So in this case, now let me start my app, and you will see that uh, some features are different for my father here. So when I open it up, in this case, I got a message that my father has not set up the blood glucose monitoring, so I just canceled it. So this is the home screen, and you can see, on the home screen, he has all the 5 basic parameters that I've subscribed him for, and available in large fonts and in large icons. So it's very easy for him to see them, and then he can press any one of these to take the reading or check his readings. But before I go there, let me first show you on the account what things that are available to my father here. Under profile settings, he can of course edit his profile, but the one that I want to show you is notification settings. So if he wants to enable voice instructions for taking a reading, he can do that. And also if the temperature he wants to look at in centigrade, then he can save that. And then going back, it has been saved. Okay. Of course, the other two are terms of use and privacy policy, pretty standard things. But the other important thing I want to show you here is the biometric data permission, right? So these are the 4 personas I had set for my father to receive his data. My wife, my younger daughter, my elder daughter, and my subscriber account. This is my account. Now here, my father has the flexibility of allowing selecting people with whom the data he wants to share. So let's say he wants to share the data with all of us. So he can select this. And if he decides not to share, then also he has the flexibility. So again, from data privacy perspective, this is important because he is now providing his consent to share his health parameter data with the people that he chooses to. So I save it here. Okay. And let me go back to the home screen. And those are the 2 things that I wanted to show you there. Now let me take some live readings here and let me show you how these things work. So let's say I want to take the pulse oximeter reading and I'm now uh, playing the role of my father here. So again, on the top on the first page, we see the last reading that I had taken as my father. And of course, the same thing, that was available in subscriber phone. The historical trend is also available. But here on the bottom, there is something which was not on the subscriber phone, which is a take reading. So here you can see I'm taking a reading on your screen. I'm showing you, and I'm taking the plus take reading here, and all I do is put my finger inside the pulse oximeter, and the reading will now come up. So as soon as the reading comes up, reading gets recorded, and you can see that I did great in terms of my blood pulse oximeter reading. Sorry. Now let me show you another reading. This was normal, so no notification went out, I think, for this one. But let me first now try to show you how a blood pressure reading would work. So here I am putting the blood pressure monitor on my arm, and I go and look at blood pressure and take reading again. So again, you can see that, and earlier you saw that there was a voice notification that came, but here you can also see that there are some visual instructions also provided to help them how to take the reading. So it's all very simply provided here, and if something is not right, then they can always refer to this. Now, while the reading is being taken, let me show you the feature at the bottom. Of course, home screen is the home screen for the parameters. View schedule. I'll just show you one. Reporting is the same thing that we saw in the subscriber phone, where he can again see his report, as well as he can share the report with the people that he wants to look at. And of course, I went to the account setting, and that was already provided. So now here you can see that the reading has been taken. Of course, it's come very high. 156,102 is very high. So something is not right with my readings today. And so this since the reading is high, I'm pretty sure that it has a notification has come to me, and I'll show you that. Now under view schedule, you can see that now I have a new schedule which I added on the subscriber phone. So before bed, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. is also now coming up for the pulse oximeter. So I can see that my son has actually added a schedule here, and I can view it here. So this was on the father's app, on my beneficiary app. This is what I wanted to show you as part of the personas, and how easy it is for us to take the biometric readings. You can see your last reading, you can see the history, you can see the trends, you can get notifications. And of course, one thing I did not show you is that if the phone is not working or not connected to the network, then there's an offline mode, so you can still take the reading, and the readings will be sent to the cloud as soon as the data connection becomes available. So with that, that was the demo of the solution.